Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. So you know what time it is. You know what that means. It's time for another.
Today we not on sync. I don't know what's happening.
It's time for yet another Monday motivation chat.
we usually get it on point, you know.
It's been like an off day. Like for me, like I'm a teacher, so it was like a PD day. It felt like a
not normal flow.
Yeah, like it didn't really feel like a full Monday.
Right. It was rainy and dreary. Yeah.
Kids were off today. They were just like in the zone, wasn't really trying to go to bed or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I thought it was Friday. Like, what the heck? But again, Monday Motivation Chat is all about gearing up for the week, spreading some inspiration, motivation, positivity, so that you can kill the day the rest of the week. Last week we had who we had last week? Rochelle and how can I forget? Rochelle and Alonzo.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. It's off. It's an off day.
Rochelle and Alonzo, they were absolutely amazing. Both cancer warriors, beautiful souls, beautiful spirits. They told us that they kill the day every day through love,
humor, and respect. We learned a lot. Both of them are cancer warriors, and so we learned a lot from their journey of being there for one another. Their journeys were very different. Kind of having perspective as you're going through the hard times. Allowing yourself to have your down days, but picking yourself back up, like making sure you don't stay down too long. And just like leaning on those around you to support you, because no one is here to experience life on their own. And also appreciation for the people that are in your corner.
Yeah, definitely.
So this week we have another amazing, beautiful cancer warrior, Aashley McCoy. We're so excited to just hear about her journey and how she kills a day every day.
All right, so let's bring Ash in here.
It's Monday.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Who's this beautiful soul you have with you?
This is my mom, one of my support systems.
Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Yes. Like your sister.
Yes.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Thank you so much for agreeing to join us for Monday Motivation Chats. And as you know, like this platform is just to share stories of how other people kill the day every day, because for all of us that looks different. And through our journeys we have something to share, like nuggets of wisdom to share that we've learned all along the way through our obstacles. And so I'm so excited for you to share, a little bit about you, a little bit for us to learn about your cancer journey, and then your nuggets of wisdom that you've gained through it.
Okay, so my name is Aashley McCoy, and I always get nervous telling my story because I feel like I leave out the most important parts. But I have my mom here to help me. I was recently diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and I'm 32 years old. I don't have any children. I was recently diagnosed. I was in the hospital for a week being treated for pneumonia. To my surprise, upon discharge, I found out, I was tested. There was fluid in my bag that they tested. And upon that, I found out that it was cancer, and that it was stage 4 of that. I wasn't too surprised about anything. My only question to the doctor then was, how long do I have to live? So I've been doing chemo treatments. I have a rare form. It's called non-small cell carcinoma, but I don't know the mutations number, which makes it rare. And there is one other individual outside of the U.S. that has the same form, same cancer as me, same mutation as everything. So I'm doing chemo. I've done 22 rounds so far.
Woo!
And my cancer is incurable. So of course we're doing like a trial and error. So I do 2 years of chemo, and then my doctor come up with another regimen, and then we'll go from there. So that's where I'm at.
She left out so much stuff.
All right, well, go ahead, Mom.
She left out so much stuff. Okay, let me tell y'all, okay? We go to the hospital because her doctor tells her the doctor sees something and they not feeling it so much. So we go to the hospital and we're there for at least a week. And each day they're telling us it's pneumonia. We can't really find anything, but we think it's this. We think it's pneumonia. And at some point they begin to start taking tests. And then they realize, they say, well, everything is coming back negative. We can't pinpoint what it is. So eventually they come back and they say, we're almost 99.9% sure that it is not cancer. So they started treating her for pneumonia. They come back, they say, well, since you're here, we might as well give you this one last test since you're here. They give her that test, come back, and the doctor comes in and he says, I've got something to tell you. You have cancer. So we say, okay, we're going to roll with the punches. We're going to do this. Another doctor comes in after that doctor and says, did the first doctor tell you what we found? We say, yes, it's cancer. He said, is that all they said? We said, yeah. Right after that, they tell us it's stage 4. So first we find out that the pneumonia isn't really pneumonia, that it's cancer. Then we find out that the cancer, she only has 4 years. I'm sorry. 2 to 5 years, but it's stage 4 cancer. So you're getting all of this back to back to back to back. They apologized profusely because they kept telling us, we're sure it's not cancer. We know it's not cancer. We don't know what it is, but it's not cancer. So all of that within a matter of maybe an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, to find out that you don't have pneumonia, but that you do have cancer, stage 4 cancer, and that it's a life expectancy of 2 to 5 years. So she left all of that out.
I'm sorry. I already said that from the beginning, that I leave a lot of information.
So were you guys together when you received the news, I'm guessing, right? So what was that experience like?
Well, she could speak about for her, but for me, I play about everything. So it really, it really didn't move me. My only concern was that how long do I have to live? And I didn't know that until about a week later, the life expectancy. But that was my only reaction. And from here on out, nothing has changed. Like, I have been who I am. I mean, I have had my good days and bad days, but all the glory, all of it belongs to God. Like, I don't look like what I've been through. Like, I've lost weight, I've gained weight, I've never lost my hair. My skin was kind of messed up, but the chemo blended it all together. So everything was like for a purpose. So I'm not upset about it. I'm not. No, I feel like it was brought on me for a purpose, and it was to show others who God is. Like, he needed me to be someone else's miracle. And a lot of people look at me like, oh, wow, you don't even look like you have cancer. Now, all I can reply with is God. Like, it's nothing that I can do. Of course, I can take my medicine, I can do the treatment, but at the end of the day, is God has the last say. So that's what keeps me afloat. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me positive. So I don't look at what the doctors say. I'm grateful for, the doctors that he's given me, because they, he landed me with some good doctors or whatever, and they're doing what they know is best. But at the end of the day, my trust is in God, and that's what keeps me going.
So we can put a pin in this. Your question was, how did we feel? So she told you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How she felt? No.
Oh, yeah. She
told you how she felt. That was not my reaction. Yeah, I'm a born again believer. I'm saved and I'm sanctified. I'm trusting God, but I'm like passed out at this moment. Okay. When we come back and we get all of this, my whole concern is I'm looking at her. I'm looking at to see how she's going to react to us. I'm trying to follow her lead. Do I have to pick you up off the floor? Do I have to pull you down off the ceiling? What do I have to do? So when it was just she and I when we first got the news. So of course, me being mom, I'm calling in the troops because it's 7 of them. TJ, Skip, Andy, Pumpkin, Ashley, Katoria, and Liddy, 7. I refer to them as the 7 wonders of my world. So I'm hopping on the phone. I need y'all to meet me at the hospital. And everybody wants to know, well, Mom, what's wrong? Mom, we ain't talking right now. Meet me at the hospital. So once, because I didn't want to have to say it 7 different times. So once we all get to the hospital, they looking at her and, you know, she's looking fine. And they looking at me and I'm trying to look fine. And then we share with them what the doctor has said. One son, my youngest son, I heard a wail. I heard a wail. He just wailed. And the next thing, on this side of the room, he was wailing. On the other side of the room, I heard bam. My other daughter hit the floor. I was like, Lord, you got to help me. You got to help me. But we were able to get together and as a family come together. And if you see my hat, it's called I Support Ash, one of our very close church members. From that point on, we got t-shirts. And for every time that she has gone to for chemo, it's before COVID, if you look on her page, you'll see groups. We went in groves because we wanted to support her every step of the way. So every chemo session, we would have a different shirt on, a different shirt that had a slogan or something. And we would go in a group as a family. Now that COVID will not allow us to go,
Right.
you won't outdo Mom. I take her and drive her to the front door. I'll wait in the parking lot for the hour to 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours, however long it takes. And then when she comes out, I want my face to be one of the first faces she sees. So, and she's had some up and downs. There's been times when she has laid on the couch for days at a time. There's times when she has puked in the toilet and you had to hold her hair. There's times when she cried out and it was nothing we could do. But by the grace of God, which is our strength and our support, we've been able to get this far. And at least the last, 15 to 17 treatments, she breezes through them. She breezes through them. So that's
amazing. Thank you, Mom, for sharing. Because I think there's a beautiful thing about Ashley that those dark times they pass and you'll never know they existed. The outside world doesn't know. Like, she just has this beautiful, like, sunshine about her. And I think it's beautiful, Ashley, that there's a part that you just naturally don't hold on to, so it'll never be part of the dialogue that you share, because you don't hold on to those moments, and you are just this absolute ray of sunshine. And we've met like briefly, and then you are also on the Let's Talk About It chat. But when you and I first got to chat, and I'm like, the way she talked, you would think she just had like it's such a beautiful thing. But I think that there is something to be learned by Mom sharing that this ray of sunshine does have down days. This ray, like it's not as easy as you make it look, because you're just making it look like it's a walk in the park. And so I would love to know, how do you bring your sunshine back when you're in the midst of those dark times?
How do I bring it back?
She, like you said, you've met her 1 or 2 times. Ashley is always full of laughter. Ashley has brought, literally in the true sense of the word, brought us back. And I tried to, okay, you can get in a wheelchair. You need me to ride you right to the door. She said, Mom, I'm going to live as long as I'm alive. I'm going to keep living. No, I don't need a wheelchair. No, I'm all right. I don't feel like eating today, but yes, I will eat. So she, believe it or not, is keeping us together because of her faith and her upbeat and it's not phony. She is so for real. I wanted to, when we got home, I wanted to bring her upstairs in the room. I wanted to fix up her room. I wanted to keep everybody away from her. I didn't want anybody near her. I wanted her to be comfortable. She said, no, Mom, I want to be downstairs where the people are. When people come to say, no, nobody's coming. You're not having any guests today. You just had chemo today. No, stay away. Mom, please. She would cry. to ask me, Mom, please let the people come. She said, I want to visit with the people. Another cousin, a family member of ours, realized how sick she was, and we just had the couch, and she would lay on the couch, but then he said, I'm going to buy you all a recliner. I sent the specs for a specific recliner. He said, no, we're not dummying down. We upscaling this. And I had no idea. He had upscaled the recliner. The recliner is much better than the one I said, okay, can you get this one for us? So at that, and I don't even think, and if he's listening, we haven't even used the recliner with that regard. She's relaxed in it, but not because she was sick. So she's the one who literally takes us through it. Ask anybody about Aashley and they'll tell you she is so crazy. Crazy.
So I really don't have any dark days. Like, I'm naturally a bright person, so I don't know how to explain it, but like I have yet to go through anything or be sad about it. It's just, I'm always upbeat. It's just who I am. So I haven't had any dark days. Like, yeah, I've been sick, but I found joy in it. Like, it's just, I'll get over it. It'll pass. I really don't know. It's God, is who the way he created me. I don't know.
And we have met so many people.
Oh, yes.
You cannot begin to imagine. And because of her bubbly disposition and attitude, a lot of times we'll get there and there's individuals before the shutdown will be ringing the bell. And you would think we were some of their family members because we would jump in the picture. We would be a part of it. There's people that we've met, we've gone out to dinner with. There's people that we've met, we've been invited to their weddings, all of this. And there's people that still keep in contact with us. Sometimes we'll see somebody post something on Facebook and we have no idea who they are, just somebody who has followed her story. We'll see people in the street. One young lady met her about a week ago. She said, I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity. I've heard so much about you. Aashley, hi Aashley, I'm so glad to meet you. And I'm like, okay, who is this person? But yeah, she's bubbly. She has her down days, but you don't even know. She fights and struggles through all of them. We don't want to make it appear like everything is a piece of cake and everything is fine. There's the days weeks where she's laid on the floor in the beginning, and I'll be like, let me tell you this, and I know I'm switching all over. One of my most guilty moments was when she wasn't eating, and I thought it was just an aftermath of the chemo, not knowing the child was dehydrated. And she suffered like that for at least 3 days. And I didn't take her to the hospital because I thought this was it. So I beat myself up. So I'm saying to any other parent that may be listening or caregiver, don't beat yourself up because of what you don't know. Once I realized that was the thing, and after she missed a day or of eating or whatever, the next go round, we at the doctor's office. That's what we pay you for. That's what my copay is for. That's what my insurance is for, so that you can go to the doctor when you need to. We're going to take full advantage of the medical that we pay. Yeah. And we get there and they give her what the liters of water or fluid or whatever it is. So just to encourage other caregivers, don't beat yourself up when you don't understand. And sometimes she just wants to be by herself.
I never want to be by
nothing's
myself.
wrong. Sometimes you do, Aashley. Sometimes you just want to be, very seldom, but sometimes, and it's not because anything's wrong. And I'm always thinking, if you want to be by yourself, something's wrong. She want to be by herself.
Why not? You just told over there I want to be around people. So
you do. For the morning time, you want to be around people, but then sometimes you want to be by yourself.
I don't remember. I have chemo.
The next time I'm going to post it on Facebook, she want to be by herself.
We're going to be like, see evidence.
Yes.
What do you have to share, Mom, with other parents or caregivers? How do you keep yourself uplifted to get through the dark days?
It's extremely hard sometimes because sometimes I go in another room and cry. She doesn't even know I'm crying, especially when she was getting the fluid out of her back. And I'm so squirmish. Oh, I'm so squirmish. My other daughter had to watch the nurse. Yeah, my daughter Katoya had to watch the nurse so that she could learn how to, and she lives on the other side of town, so that she could learn how to draw the fluid out of her back and cleanse it off and all of that. I couldn't watch. I thought I was going to be a big girl. I tried. So again, what I say to parents or caregivers, do whatever you can do. Make yourself as comfortable as you can and let them know. It's okay to let them know, Ashley, I can't do this. You're not Superwoman. You're not supposed to be. You're not a super person. Yeah, you feel like it because you're the mother or you're the caregiver or you're the family member that I should be able to handle all this. But you've got to take care of you. Caregivers, you have got to take care of you, and I can't express that enough. I wish I knew another language. Blah, 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 blah. That's my other language for you have got to take care of you so that you can help to take care of the caregiver. And then we have a very close family. So I'll get on the phone and I'll say, Trina, y'all got to pray for me. Keith, I need you to pray right now. Aunt Ray, Ashley's having a bad day, and it's a prayer line that we go on, and we send a message up, and before you know it, you can feel the saints praying, and you can feel the strength that have come from prayer. So that's our strength. That's how we make it from day to day. And the doctors say 2 to 5. The Lord said, I am the giver and taker of life. Life begins with me and life ends with me.
She's a preacher.
So life is all about God. He says when it begins and when it ends. So, and here lately, she's been trying to go places, especially with COVID. And I've been real like, I don't know, Ashley, I don't know. But I've got to learn life is, God says when it begins and when it ends. Of course, we're not going to be foolish or careless, but enjoy life to the best of your ability. You want to go visit, you want to do this. Okay, you got your mask, you got your medicine. And I'm always speaking to the people that she's going to visit. There's always people I know. We ain't just going on no random trips. We're not doing that. So all of that helps. To see her happy is what helps to keep me moving.
Well,
and Lady, y'all really need Lady. Lady is our
my
dog.
dog. Yeah.
Lady is part of Ashley's healing process. She loves that old lady, and Lady's got to be every bit of 90 by now. Sound like I hear her now. She Ashley keeps Ashley alive. Lady is very,
I love her
very,
so much, so much. Yeah. She knows when I'm down, I'm not having a good day.
This is Khalil. This is my grandson.
She knows when I'm not having a good day. Say hi, Khalil. This is my nephew. Yes, I love my dog. I would bring her up, but she's heavy. She's a German Shepherd.
And she's an old lady. It's hard getting up and down the steps for her now. She has a really hard time. So
okay, she can still go outside.
Like yes, I take her.
Yeah.
Yes, I would fall apart if something happened to her.
Oh,
yes.
We're going to get another one.
What she said? I think she said she old already.
Yeah, she is. She's real old. So she don't have much longer to be here.
I know. So let's be for that. I still need that sunshine.
You still need that sunshine.
Right. Yeah.
But you just said God is the giver and taker of life.
Human life and animal life. Correct. So when Lady goes, it means it was time for her to go.
Must be time for me to go.
Shut up.
Well, that's dope that you guys have like such an amazing support system. Because like 2 weeks ago we had Al and Marjani Harris from Cancer Hope.
Yes.
And they talked about how important that is because even the support members need support. So then if you have that ongoing circle, mom goes down, somebody else is picking her up. You go down, you have your a hard day, somebody's picking you up, so it's just like that support system and how important that is. And it's just like a true blessing for you to be able to have that. Not everybody has that. There are people that are in the hospital by themselves, it's a shame.
How do, I guess, as a family now through COVID, how is everyone kind of sticking together, but maybe not physically together through all of this?
Yeah, like the impact and changes that it's had on this entire process.
Yeah, on your family.
I guess the greatest impact is our inability to be able to go with her to treatment. That impacted us. That hit hard because there was never a time where she went where there wasn't an entourage. The people at the front desk knew us. The people everywhere knew us. So I guess that was the greatest impact. And every time she has chemo, we try to
say that.
Okay, then you go ahead and say it. Say it.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to end where she started. every time I have chemo, I do something like special after each treatment. So usually, it's usually my team that's with me, like my sisters and brothers, or some relatives from my church. We go out to eat or we do dinner. So the only thing that has changed would be on that aspect. But I'm very close knitted with my brothers and sisters, so I'm constantly seeing them. We do like dinners, or my brother caters, like, so I'm always constantly seeing them. So the only thing that has changed is them physically being at my treatments. Other than that, and even that treatment, like, they're FaceTiming, so it's like they're there but not physically there. So that's the only thing that has changed.
The power of technology, right? It's so crazy because 10, 15 years ago, like, this thing wasn't even possible.
Right.
Cancer right there.
Hey, Al.
Don't double A.
Wait, I asked Al, I was like, hey, like, do you have anybody, that you think would be willing to, like, chat with us on Mondays? And he said, oh, definitely, double A. I'm like, who's that?
Double A.
He plays. Like, he didn't even tell me that he referred me or anything. Like, he's very slick.
Yeah, you should know Al by now. Like,
I'm learning and I'm learning them.
What is one thing that you've learned about yourself in the last almost 2 years?
That I'm stronger than I thought. Like, I didn't think that I would be able to handle this, but I realized, like, Ashley, you really are strong. Like, you're one of the strongest person. Well, I can't say strong person, I don't know what. Yeah, that I'm really strong. I've never, imagined having cancer, or, how I would be able to deal with it. So I just learned, like, looking back, like, I've went through a lot. I mean, it might seem minor when I hear about other people's stories, whatever, but, like, I've been through a process, and I've looked back, like, you really endured that. You endured treatments. Like, a lot of people don't make it to like a certain amount of rounds. Like, your body is strong. Like, you're strong. Like, that's all I could take away from, like, I've looked back, like, I've come a long way in how strong I am, because I didn't give up. Like, had I gave up, and I feel like if I had not been my faith have not been strong, I think I would have went under. Like, it would have gotten the best of me. But my faith is what keeps me grounded. And my strength, I know that it's not something that I can do on my own physically. I know, like, my strength and help comes from God. So I've learned I am really strong, and I'm just, like, waiting for what's next. Like, I've recently started, thinking of, maybe it's probably what I'm talking about. Like, I hear people say about reoccurrences or whatever. So I've kind of thought, like, like, you saying you're ready for what's next. Like, what if it happens again? Or what if it, spreads or comes? And I'm just like, I've conquered this. I can conquer that. And I feel like everything happens for a purpose. Like, it's not so much for you. It could be for other people, or sometimes it can grow you, or, to mature you in areas that, you didn't have strength in. So I've learned, like, a lot during the process. But one thing I will take away from it is that I am strong.
Yes.
You think
How
so?
about you, How about you, Mom? Same question. What have you learned about yourself in the last almost 2 years?
I guess what I've learned is to accept help from others, realizing that I couldn't do it all by myself. Even though I wanted to, I didn't have the ability physically, mentally to carry the weight by myself. Like I said, I have 7 children: TJ, Skip, Andy, Pumpkin, Ashley, Katoria, and Lily, the 7 wonders of my world. And I'm learning to allow them to help, and it's so hard. And like Katoria, she's the
nurse.
Yes, you would
without
think,
a degree.
Yeah, the nurse without a degree. Yeah. Just backing down, me backing back and letting them move forward. That was really, really hard for me. And they do it without. It's like second wind, second nature. It's just, okay, Mom, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got this. No, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Seem like our roles have reversed to some degree, where they just come in and they mother her. They take care of her. and do what needs to be done for her. And I can just sit back and watch, because she has 4 brothers, what, 3 brothers and 4 sisters. Well, 3 brothers and 3 sisters. She's one of the girls. So I guess that's what I've learned, to be able to accept help from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not an easy feat. Like, many people are just not for that at all.
Right, especially me. I'm very independent, so you know, I sometimes have to tell my sister to calm down. But I understand, like, I'm not a very affectionate person, and on top of that, I'm independent. So when she's trying to do something, I'm just like, you know, I got it, and she's like, you know, you can't, like, you're not doing too well. And I'm just like, I got it. Like, I'm just very, very independent, like, so. But I love my sisters. I love them. I love my brothers too. Because I'm saying that because they're watching me.
You don't love them? If they were on, you wouldn't say
I
it.
do love them.
That's a shame. She love y'all.
No, I do love them.
And she has a really close knit of girlfriends that she's grown up with. People like Datora, who she calls her bestie.
My best friend.
And I really don't like you, Datora, if you're watching. Her bestie, I like her. She's nice. Yes. And Danielle, Hermione. These are young ladies that have stuck with us.
Very supportive.
Thick and the thin.
Yes, they have.
You would think they were extensions of my children, and I refer to them in many instances as being mine. They have seen her through. They have come over and spent the night. Danielle have cried. Hermione have come in and just sat and for hours at a time. So, and there's others, but these are the ones that she have grown up with. So having those kinds of friends, because I'll be watching, I'll be like, okay, who gonna do what? Let's see. And sometimes I put a post out and I say, I just need some help, y'all. And before I can even hit the send almost, they're responding. What you need me to do? How can I help? Is there anything I can do? So that extended measure of support and help is goes without saying. You can't find words to express the gratitude that you have for what they're doing. And of course, our church family.
They love awesome. Me. They love me.
Our church family.
I'm a lovable, likable, wonderful person.
She's sickening, y'all.
They do. They love me. Kill the day. They love me.
Says the non-affectionate one.
Yes.
I don't know if I believe that.
My mom was not affectionate.
Well, you ain't to throw me in there.
Well, that's the apple doesn't fall far.
That's not right, y'all. Don't I come across as very loving and that was so not right. Well, my mother wasn't. Since we're talking about it, my mother, you knew she loved you, but she wasn't the huggy, kissy type. Okay, I'm kissing you. Just threw me in front of the bus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But then her dad is there too. Don't forget about your dad. Now, he's a huggy, kissy, lovey kind of thing. So you don't need 2, right? You only need 1.
Yes, I guess.
I guess
that's interesting, that dynamic, because with us it's the opposite. She's like the real affectionate. I'm like,
because like I associate like happy, bubbly with also being affectionate. Mm-hmm. So he's not affectionate, but he also can be more serious. Like if you don't know him, some people think he's mean. Mm-hmm. And I'm like super like smiling all the time, and I'm also affectionate. So like when you say you're not affectionate, I'm like, but she's so bubbly. How can that even be true? Like she's
like hugging and like
she's not a huggy kissy person.
Yeah,
but she makes it clear that she loves you.
I love you.
Yeah, with your words.
She just doesn't verbalize it. But she shows it.
Yes, with my words. Or I give gifts, like stuff like that. I just don't. Okay. I'm gonna give you a hug now. I don't do it like that.
You're gonna hug more.
Yes.
You ought to hug more. Is that a challenge, Mom? For her to hug more?
That's a challenge. We're gonna hug at least once a day. Ooh, how awkward is that gonna be?
No, she didn't even say once a week. She said once a day, like a.
Yes.
We're gonna check in on that on Friday. We're gonna.
I'll post it if she did or if she didn't.
She gonna put me in front of the bus.
You're challenging her.
Oh, my bad.
Oh my gosh, this has been so fun. You guys have been so awesome. Thank you so much for like just being open and sharing something that is not easy, you know, to share and talk about. Not everyone is willing to be transparent. And so I just want to like honor you guys both. And it's a pleasant surprise for you to bring your mom. And I'm so happy that you did. You guys are so hilarious. You guys can have your own show and just chat like what for whatever comes to mind because you two are so funny together.
Thank you. I'm more funnier. I helped her to get where she is.
Whatever.
You know.
Everyone loves you more. You're the funny one. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Let her believe it, Mom. She gets it from you, obviously.
Obviously.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess.
So we have one last question for you, for both
Mhm.
of you. You both can share individually. Go ahead.
All right. So, what is it that's the one takeaway for everybody that's watching that is your one reason and one way that you kill the day every day? Like, what gets you through each and every day? So each one of you.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
She does.
That's what I do. I play, laugh.
She is very serious. I told you she's crazy. She's
No,
crazy.
I'm serious. That's what I do. Laugh.
Anybody
Joker
knows.
laugh.
Sometimes, at times when she shouldn't be laughing, she laughs. Yeah.
Contagious. It is so contagious.
She's all the
That's
time.
what I do. That's what I do. That's all I do.
My bad day, because your laughs are so contagious.
Yes, that's you said what's my one takeaway?
That's it.
That's it.
And I guess for me, starting each morning with prayer, we have 6 a.m. prayer every morning. So that's what jump starts me. And if I'm already feeling down, then on that prayer line, I'm putting it out to the prayer members. I need help today, y'all. I can't make it. Recently lost my brother, so we're still dealing with that. So the grief is beyond words. So I'm still getting past that. And just to know that she's doing as well as she is allows me to sort of grieve without having to, if you can understand, see for her and all of that. So I guess the 6 a.m. prayer, daily prayer, is what helps me to kill the day.
And also we'll be able to kill the day if I get a job.
Okay, the segment's over.
Yes, I did.
PSA announcement for anybody who's watching that may be hiring Ashley.
No, because it's under the table.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Can we cut that part out? You cannot say that. Under the table is illegal.
Oh, they can't mess up with my disability.
Ashley, shut up. Okay, y'all gotta exit. In the name of Jesus. I'm not even Catholic and I'm doing this in the name of Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm just going.
I'm
So
sorry.
bow my head in a moment of silent prayer. She's kidding, y'all. Government, she's kidding. Law enforcement, she's kidding.
Forgive me.
No one who follows us works for the government, as far as we know.
The secret is safe with us.
Woo.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. It has been an absolute pleasure. It has been an honor. And like you're contagious.
Yes.
My cheeks hurt.
Yeah.
Like
Thank you again for just taking this time out of your evening and just sharing your stories and being such both of you are just such rays of sunshine. I know I feel so like motivated to take on this week, and I hope everyone listening also just feels motivated by these two beautiful women. So as we end this session, remember, kill the day.
Every day.
Much love.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.